ICU patients with non-brain related injuries may suffer from undetected cognitive dysfunction. The primary article that I looked at for this week was feasibility of a web-based neurocognitive battery for assessing cognitive function in critical illness survivors. The goal of the study was to identify whether or not patients in the ICU, for reasons other than brain injury, experience cognitive decline using a broad range of tests. Long-term cognitive impairment is a common complication in critical illness survivors, and understanding why and how this comes about would be important for identifying optimal therapeutic windows and selecting patient subgroups most likely to benefit from specific interventions, according to the authors. The study looked at 20 non-delirious patients who were admitted to the ICU and on a ventilator for a minimum of 24 hours. Patients with pre-existing cognitive issues were not included in the study. These patients then underwent cognitive testing using the Cambridge Brain Sciences, or CBS, battery, which is made up of about 12 cognitive assessments. The tests were originally made to observe patients with brain damage and are designed to look at 3 cognitive domains, including reasoning skills, short-term memory, and verbal processing. Some examples of the tests included are paired associates, spatial span, spatial search, and digit span. Patients underwent the testing while they were in the ICU or shortly after the discharge to the ward. They found that all patients were impaired on at least 2 tests and 18 patients were impaired on at least 3 tests. ICU patients had poor performance on all 3 cognitive domains relative to healthy controls, and the reasons for this vary. However, the important takeaway is that while certain injuries may not directly involve the brain, they still affect it. The secondary article, called ICU Patients with Nonspecific Brain-Related Injuries May Suffer Undetected Cognitive Dysfunction, from neurosciencenews.com. The article very briefly explained background information, along with methods and results. However, I thought that the main focus of the secondary article was the importance of the study. They included a quote from the primary article author that explained if you're having trouble breathing, your brain may be starved of oxygen. If you have a serious infection, the inflammation that occurs as a result of the infection may affect brain function. If you're undergoing major surgery, you might be given drugs and have procedures that may affect your breathing. I thought including this quote was helpful in showing how relevant the study might be. However, I didn't think the article was as focused on the study itself, so overall I would give it 3.5 stars.